everybody. Welcome to opening day, 1990 Cincinnati Reds History Maker Baseball. We're going to try to make some history in 2025 by replaying the Cincinnati Reds season through replay. Not all games will be, in fact, very few games will be live broadcasts, but they will all be recorded. So you will be able to see every single pitch in the replay. I won't do anything offline. Everything's going to be on the video. So there will be 162, well, not necessarily 162 videos because some games are double headers. So both those games would be on the video at the same time. Hello, Kenyon. How you doing? Let me get everything going here. Get everything set up because, like I said, I had that practice game, but just to check my setup, but it still wasn't what I wanted 100%. So I want to see what you guys are seeing and see if there's too much glare. Maybe this overhead light is putting maybe too much glare on there. So let me turn those off completely. And I think we could still get enough hello forever, how are you doing? Let me pull this down a little bit more because you really don't need to see the top chart. That's mainly for aesthetics purposes. And I don't know what you guys' sense of humor is like, but I know back in the day growing up, I used to love watching the Three Stooges. Hello, Larry. Used to love watching the Three Stooges. And they're on one of the YouTube channels, they're doing a Three Stooges marathon. So I was watching that this morning, and there was a episode where they were plumbing, and they got to where they had to go, and they had forgotten to bring a tool. And Moe's like, well, we wouldn't be plumbers if we didn't forget something. So I wouldn't be doing my streaming if I didn't forget something. And I forgot the umpires. So let me get the umpires out. I don't have the umpires pulled. I got everything else pulled out. Don't have the umpires pulled out. There are your benches and your bullpens for this opening day game. This is the only game where I know exactly what the benches or bullpens are going to be ahead of time, because after today, the game day chart will tell us, and someone could get injured. So I can't pre-fill that ahead of time because I don't know what's going to happen. Now I need to go to retro sheet real quickly and get the umpires. Oh no, I wrote them down on the paper. Never mind. Hold on. I wrote them down on my score sheet, so let me go pull them real quick. I think I was missing, if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking I was missing one of them. Let me see here. And I had to replace somebody. So it's Fremming, Pulley, Ripley, and Darling were the originals. So I got Fremming, Pulley, Ripley, I should say, and Darling. So I do have all of them. However, Frank Pulley was not in the 90 set, but he was in the 87 set. So I'm using Frank Pulley's 1987 ratings, just so I have all the umpires. So I had the umpires set up to the front of my umpire stack. I just didn't have that, didn't have them pulled out for whatever reason and assigned to Cincinnati. All right. So as I'm looking through my laptop at what you guys are seeing, looks like you can see it's got this, it's doing this to me again, where it does this elongated, I guess it's the aspect ratio they call it. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can adjust it somehow, but I don't know if I can. Maybe that's better. I don't know. We'll find out. No, it looks like it's doing the same thing to me. I'm wondering if I do it up higher, whether that will work out better. Maybe I can do it this way and just bring the phone down a little bit and you can see more of the stuff. Maybe that's the better way to do it, because you don't really need intense visuals on the cards like you do for Stratomatic or something else, because there's not a whole lot of things written there, and what is written there is pretty clear. So hopefully that works out okay. That way you can see the top board as well. So we have Bruce Fremming, the home plate umpire. We have Frank Pulley at first. We have Steve Ripley at second, and we have Gary Darling at third. Those are the umpires for today's game. So hopefully that shows up. I could probably lower it just a tad bit more to get a little closer. See if that helps. Now, one player I did not have was Rolando Rooms. He was not carded by Play.com. So I went into their little card creator that they have, and I created a card for him. And of course, I could put the logo on it because I'm not selling these. And I did it in red so if we need Rolando Rooms, he's there. But he was not carded originally with the set because they can't card everybody, obviously. All right, so this game is the first of a 3-game set. And since it's opening day, we won't be doing any game day checks. If you want the game day checks and see how the game day checks flow, game 2 would be your game for that because we'll be doing full game day checks on that. It's still giving me that stupid vertical thing. I can't get around it. I don't know why the aspect ratio is doing this to me. If I could get this thing straight, that'd be dangerous. Well, I'm just going to live with it, I guess. No other way to do it. I'm just going to live with it. I can't fix it. As much as I try to adjust it, it just won't work. So I'm just going to have to go with it. And they look elongated. I can't help that. That's not something I can really control. Still looks too far away. So let me fix it the way it was before. And we'll just have to only show the pitcher card area where the batters are, not worry about the top shelf. All right, let's go a little bit further down on that so we can get the batter cards fit in. There we go. Now at least the batter cards fit in. All righty. And like I said, I'll have these off to the side, but actually I might put them here just so we can pull them in when they're necessary to see who's available and who's not. I didn't do any hot and cold players because nobody's played yet, so how can they be hot or cold when they haven't played a game yet? Both teams are harmonious just simply by the fact that it's opening day. I do have the score sheet right here with all their player ratings. And Mike Scott against Tom Browning is your scheduled starting pitcher matchup. And so I think we're probably about ready to go. Got my last morning cup of coffee with me. We got our dice. And I think we're just about set to go. I don't know anything else any prelims are going to be needed. Of course, because of the lockout in 1990, the opening day games in Cincinnati got postponed. So that's why the Reds are opening on the road for the first time in who knows how long on opening day. So that's why we are in Houston at the Dome, which plays big to both righties and lefties. That's not a surprise at all. So, actually, I got these backwards because I'm so used to Reds being at home. Home pitcher goes here. Visiting batting order goes here. And I've got the benches and bullpens off to the side. And I'll pull them in when I need them. All right, so now I think we're ready to go. Everything is officially in place. To have my little markers here to mark on the base paths where they are. I guess I could move you know what I could do here? I think it's what I will do. Let me fix this. See, it's a work in progress. I'm trying to figure out what shows up best on the video. So what we got here, and I'll make sure it shows up on... I gotta lower the camera far enough so that it shows up, is the line score. So let me bring it back here a little further so you can see the line score. You won't need my score sheet if you got the line score and you got the base runners. Then you won't need the score sheet. So let me bring this back a little further and hopefully everything will be in place. So I think that's going to do it right there. I think that will be where it needs to be, hopefully. Might need to go up just a smidge because or over this way just a smidge because these dice tower is getting blocked off. So again, this is the kinks you have on opening day. So hello there, Brandon. So it looks like we're ready to go. This is the best I can do as far as getting everything on view. The umpire chart, the umpire cards, and the secondary sheet of the Astrodome is right above this. Trust me, if you came in earlier, you saw it. But in order for me to fit this in, this is what I have to do. So, like I said, you got the line score here, so you can keep track of the score. I got these little things here to keep track of base runners. And I've got the supersized version. You see how big this thing is. That's the supersized version of the game book, 5.1. So I do have that going for me. See if there's anything else we got going for us. I thought I had the pitcher hitting cards cut out, my placeholders, but I don't really need them. When I'm keeping score, I know exactly where they are. Oh, here they are, right here. I can use these, I guess. We'll make it official. Give one of these to each team. And they are the pitcher, just to notify you that the pitchers are batting. I think it's more for if you're not keeping score. So we'll throw one at the bottom here to represent Tom Browning, and one at the bottom to represent Gerald Young. Okay, so we got that out of the way. I thought I had one other piece to bring out. Oh, I think I do. I think it's somewhere else, though, not here. So let me see if I can find it. If I can't, no biggie. I won't worry about it. Yeah, I think I've got everything I'm going to use here. Not worry too much more about accoutrements or anything like that. Mainly just want to get to the game. So I've already dilly-dallied enough. Been on here 11 minutes and haven't thrown a pitch yet. So it's time to get going. Hello, Beatles. How good to see you. Again, like I said, I did buy the OOTP, and when it was $9.99 on sale, thanks to your suggestion. And but like I said, I'm not tech savvy, so I tried to download the stadiums and the picks into the computer, into the OOTP game, which I did buy off Steam, but I couldn't get it to work. So yeah, if you have if you know of a tutorial or can do one yourself or point me in that direction, I'd be grateful, as well as, oh, thank you, appreciate that, as well as sources for these pictures. So because I was trying to play a Cincinnati Red game on the OOTP, and the field was grass. I'm like, no, Cincinnati in 1980s was turf, so I got to have turf. So I do appreciate the Beatles. I appreciate it very much. Happy New Year, by the way. So we are ready to go. Finally, took forever, more forever than forever Maine. So thank you, Beats. You are the best. That's what I love about this community. The community is the best. People are 99% of the people are very gracious, and it's not 100% of anything, but 99% of the people are very gracious and helpful and understanding if you are weak in one area and don't, say, oh, you dummy, how come you can't figure this thing out? It's super easy. I'm sure once I see it, it will be, but like I said, I'm not tech savvy. All right, so we are ready to go. Like I said, first game of 162, 1990 Cincinnati Reds. This is the only game this season where it's going to be exact lineups predetermined, because once the game day checks start in game 2, then injuries could take effect, and that could change. But I'm going to try to stay as close to as played as possible. So the goggled one himself, Chris Sabo, will lead things off. And they say sometimes that, in fact, if you remember the line from Major League, I believe it was Bob Uecker that said you can really tell the way the season's going to go by the first at bat. And that's where Willie Mays Hayes got on base and then got picked off. But let's see if that holds true for Chris Sabo. 5.66. That does not look good for the batter. If I remember my 5.66 rolls correctly, that's advantaged pitcher. Yes. Is the pitcher wild? No, he's not. Is the batter of a good eye? No, he's not. He strikes out. So right off the bat, we got a strikeout. And it's in blue, so we're going to the right now chart. So the right now chart will encompass Mike Scott, who is semi-hot, and Billy Hatcher, who is neutral. It's a dot, so Scott is a hot pitcher. 2-6. Hot pitcher, yes. Overpowers batter with best pitch, strikeout. So Mike Scott, 2 pitches and 2 outs, or 2 batters and 2 outs. And he's off to a wonderful start if you're an Astro fan. Here's Barry Larkin. 1-2-4, back to the original chart on a 1-2-4. Does he have control? Is he a control pitcher? He's got semi-control, which means he needs the dot, and he gets the dot. So this time he is in control, which means he grounds to short. And it's a 1-2-3 inning right off the bat. So the Reds got their work cut out for them as they go down 1-2-3, couple via strikeouts, and Mike Scott is off to a Mike Scott start. How about that? All right. Let's see what Tom Browning can do. He is a control pitcher. That's his only quality he was given. Speedster Gerald Young will lead off for the Astros. 5-6-6. Hey, it's a good sign. That's the same role we had to start the game, which means, is he wild? No. Does he have a good eye? No. It means we got a strikeout, and we're going to the right now chart. Deja vu all over again, as Yogi would say. We're going to the right now chart for Tom Browning, who is semi-hot. And the second place hitter, Craig Biggio, is neutral. And Tom Browning does not get the dot this time, so they're both neutral. 2-3, cold pitcher. No, he's not a cold pitcher. If he was cold, he would second guess the catcher, deliver a hesitant pitch, and the batter would line it for a single, but instead it's a towering fly ball to center field. And Eric Davis puts that away for 2 down. So 2 up and 2 down. And I'm just playing this game. I'm not doing a tutorial on it. There's a lot of tutorials on how to play this game. If somebody wants me to do a refreshed tutorial, I'll be happy to do one. But I figured for opening day, I just wanted to play opening day. All right, so here's Bill Doran, who would get traded to Cincinnati later in the season. 1-6-6. Is the pitcher a workman? No, he's not a workman. Is the batter a whiffer? No, he's not a whiffer. So he grounds to third, and that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for Cincinnati. But on that 1-6-6 roll, the grounder to third, it is in red. So that means we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat. Even though it ends the inning, it still carries over. Some people might play that it doesn't, but the rule book says it does. So I'm going to follow what the rule book does. I'm not going to worry about whether it makes sense to carry it over or not. We're just going to carry it over. Good morning, Dab. How are you doing? So we got an experience check. Semi-icon Davis against full icon Mike Scott. So Eric needs the dot to come in his favor, which he gets it. So they're both both icons. 5-5. It says full count, batter steps out of box, timeout, play resumes, roll to side or die for base on balls or strikeout. Okay. So if we get a dot, it will be a walk. If we get a blank, it's a strikeout. It's a blank, so Eric Davis strikes out. And that's 3 strikeouts now for Mike Scott. He's been on a roll. Here's Paul O'Neill, probably more well-known for being a Yankee in the late 90s. That's a 2-4-4. As we go back to the regular chart, 2-4-4 asks, is the pitcher an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not a champion, so he will ground out to short unless he's a whiffer. He's a whiffer with a dot. The dot is there, so he does strike out again. And that's 4 strikeouts and 5 batters for Mike Scott. We talk about somebody being on a proverbial roll ready for opening day. It is Mike Scott. So here's Todd Benzinger, first baseman. Triple threes, that's good for the offense. Triple threes. Triple threes are blank for the pitcher. Utility or sad sack. No, he's not. It's a triple into the gap unless he's a home run king, which he is not. But it's going to be a 2-out triple for Todd Benzinger. Don't know if that's going to go to waste or not. But Todd Benzinger on third base with a 2-out triple. Got it in the gap in the Astrodome, and that turf ball bounced around the turf. Just went all over the place. So that'll send up Joe Oliver, the clutch situation. That's a 2-2-6. And a 2-2-6 asks, is the batter hit by a pitch? Well, the way to determine if he's hit by a pitch is if this is a dot or not. It's blank, so he's not hit by the pitch. We skip it. Is he the cleanup batter? No, Joe Oliver is the number 7 hitter in the lineup. So he will fly to left unless he's a whiffer. Now, he's a semi-whiffer, but we've already used the decider to determine whether he was hit by the pitch, so we got to re-roll it. If we get a dot, he whiffs. And he does. It's another strikeout. So 5 strikeouts out of the 6 outs recorded by Mike Scott have come via the strikeout. And the Reds, maybe their vision in the Astrodome is dimmed. I don't know, but they walk away with nothing. And we go to the bottom of the second. No score. And we're ready to go for Glenn Davis. Chris Berman used to call him Glenn Mr. Outside Davis. I think in reference to the Army running backs. There was a Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside. And one of the guys' name was Glenn Davis or somebody Davis. I don't know. That's way before my time, so I don't know the history on it. Browning, 256. Is he a struggler? No, he's not a struggler. Is the batter a champion? Not a champion. So we have infield drama for the first time. We'll go to the infield drama chart, which is basically a defensive check on the Reds' infielders. Sabo is neutral. Larkin is neutral. Benzinger is neutral. Duncan is semi-iron at second base, so we got to avoid the dot if we can, but he gets it. So if it goes to him, he will be iron. 2-3. Second baseman iron. There it is right there. Second baseman iron on a 2-3. And since he's semi-iron, the dot gives it to him, so he will make an error. It is going to be an error on Mariano Duncan. E4. And Glenn Davis is at first base with nobody out for Glenn Wilson. Hello, Mr. Robert. Hello, Brandon. Happy New Year to you, Robert, and everybody else. All right, so the error on Duncan puts Davis at first, rather, and here's Glenn Wilson. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That error was in purple. My bad. The error was in purple. You can see it right here. The error is in purple, so that means we've got to go to the chemistry chart for Glenn Wilson's at bat. Don't want to skip that. Both teams, by virtue of being opening day, are harmonious. I have determined them to be harmonious because it's opening day. So we go to chemistry. 1-1. Pitching team harmony, yes. The infielder drifts back on to glove a lazy fly ball. And if they weren't harmonious, it'd be a Finch check, possible home run check, but that's not the case. So we're going to see who catches this pop-up. It is, well, we're not going to let the pitcher do it. It's going to be the catcher. So it's going to be the catcher, Joe Oliver, that catches this. Now, that makes sense because the infielder drifts back, so it's got to be one of the infielders. So I'll just say it was the third baseman, Sabo. So not that it matters. Well, the defensive stats will be kept because it's going to the computer, but I'm not really worried about defensive stats. So 1 away, run on first, back to the original chart. And we are now looking at Eric Anthony, semi-prospect. Lefty on lefty against Browning, but it only comes into play on a 3-5-6. You get 2-2-3, and it is to pitcher wild, no. Slugger or utility, he is neither one. So he singles to left field. If he's active, he would steal. He does not steal. Plus the run on first is in front of him. So with a single and a lead die of 2, runner advances 1 base. So it's going to be first and second with only 1 out, and Ken Caminiti, the batter. Double play would get him out of the inning, but got to get that ground ball. 3-3-5. Wild, no. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. It's going to be a single to right field, and that's going to score the run on a 3, get 2 bases on the advancement. So he singles in Davis. That run is unearned. Going to third will be Anthony. 1-0 Astros on the single by Caminiti. And it says single to right field, stolen base, Stoic holds. Well, he's not Stoic, so he's going to steal second base right behind that. So Caminiti, a rare stolen base. I don't know how many he had in real world, but he gets one here, and it also takes a double play out of the equation. The infield will have to come in for Rafael Ramirez. It's already 1-0. They don't want to make it any worse, not against Mike Scott. So the infield is in for Rafael Ramirez. Browning, 4-5-5. Does he have flash? No, he does not. Is the batter a home run king? No, he's not. It's a ground out to first, and with the infield in, So let's look at the chart for infield in. I use that on one of the generic boards, has that information. So let me pull that up real quick, show everybody what that says. Infield in and a lead die of 4, because our lead die was 4. Infield in, lead die of 4, runners at second and third. It says single, runners advance. So with the infield in, that ball got by the first baseman. So let's see if there's an asterisk here. Be sure to observe base running qualities of active or stoic printed on the main chart. Well, it's lead die of 4, so you're going to get 2 bases either way you go. So that's going to score both runs. Playing the infield in hurt him on that case. It's a 2-run single from Rafael Ramirez, and the Astros lead it 3-0. Still only 1 out from Mike Scott, and he's going to come up to bunt. And the attempted bunt in History Maker is oversimplified, I think, but we'll go with it. Basically, we'll roll 1d6, see what happens. It's a 2. 2 says active runner safe at first, runners advance, other batters out at first, runners advance. So obviously the pitcher is not active, but he does get the successful sacrifice. And it doesn't really matter where it goes. I'm going to say he sacrifices right back to Tom Browning, so it's going to go 1-4 on the putout. 2 outs now for Gerald Young, but 3-0 Stros, as the Reds are not off to the start they were looking for. 4-6-6. Control pitcher. He's got control, but it doesn't. That's going to hurt him. It says pitch red, single to left field. So Gerald Young singles, and with a lead die of 4, that runner on second will score. Ramirez comes around to score. All these runs are unearned because of that initial error. That initial error by Duncan is what hurt him. But it's 4-0 Cincinnati behind, and the Astros piling it on. Here's Biggio. 1-4-5. Struggling pitcher. Yes, he's a struggle. Well, no, he's a semi-struggler. No, he's not a struggler. That sacrifice bunt got him out of the struggling category. So he's not a struggler, so he will ground it to third. That's going to end the inning. But 4 runs come in for the Astros. It was not a good inning for Tom Browning, as he got rocked around quite a bit. 8 to the plate, 4 score. Abraham Lincoln 4 score inning. And at the end of 2 innings, it is Cincinnati had 9 stolen bases. Okay, thank you. Well, let's see that work then, because normally he would not have stolen. The game activates automatic steals on when the player's active, but that one roll we had was the only roll that a non-active player gets to steal. So that may come up 9 times out of a year. You never know. So Reds have their work cut out for them, and Mariano Duncan leading it off, and he was the goat in a bad way by allowing this whole thing to start to begin with, by making that error. 4-5-6. Pitcher is blank. Is a batter patient? No, he's not. He's semi-eager, so he will fly to center, 1 away. That'll bring up Tom Browning, but we're going to the chemistry chart because that result was in purple on that 4-5-6. When you get that 4-5-6 fly out, it is in purple. So we are going to the chemistry chart. Both teams are harmonious. 1-2, and a 1-2 on the chemistry chart says batting team dissonance. No. If they were, it'd be a call strike 3, otherwise out, otherwise fence. So we're going to a fence check for Tom Browning. Of course, he is a scrapper, so the best he could do is get a triple. Needs a 6 for that. A 5 or 6, we get extra bases. 1-4 is just a single. So he'll take the single. That's better than what you would expect from the pitcher, but he gets the benefit of that roll on the chemistry. So Tom Browning gets a leadoff single, or not a leadoff single, a 1-out single. And that'll flip it back over to Chris Sabo. See what Sabo can do. He struck out his first time. We get a 2-6-6, and look at that. 2-6-6 says runner on first thrown out. So the runner is picked off. Tom Browning, I guess, not used to being at first base that much, and he gets picked off. And boy, that's the Kangaroo Court's going to find him on that one. Mike Scott picked him off. 2 down. Base is clear for Chris Sabo. 1-2-2. Is he a workman? No. Is he a champion or a whiffer? Neither one. He's going to line it to third. Caminiti is there, and the inning is over. So the Reds are off to a very bad start, but it's only one game, and we've only played 3 innings. So 3 innings does not a baseball game make. So now we go to Bill Doran. He will lead off for the Astros. The only batter not to hit last inning. He's the only one that did not come to the plate. Hey, Al, didn't see you there. Happy New Year to you. Tabby is resting quietly. But if you notice on my Facebook page, I did put what I thought was a very good picture of Tabby there. So you can see her resting. All right, Browning, 1-5-6. Pitcher's blank. Is a batter a whiffer? No, he's not. We got outfield drama for the Reds. We had infield drama, and Duncan committed an error. Now we got outfield drama. And in the outfield for the Reds, everyone is neutral. So no dot needed. And we get a 2-5. Center fielder iron. No, Eric Davis is not iron, so it won't be a double. He will make the catch. 4-1 away. So Bill Doran is gone. Back to the original chart. Back to the original chart. RJL says, come on, Reds, but I don't know. Might need Lou Piniella kick in the butt. I don't know. Here's Glenn Davis. 2-4-6. Control pitcher. Yes, he is a control pitcher, so it's a ground out back to Browning. Most times a control feature will help you, but that one result on 4-6-6 hurts you. Everywhere else it pretty much helps. Here's Wilson. 2-5-6. Pitcher not a struggler. Is he a champion or patient? Neither one. We got infield drama this time, and they're hoping it does not get hit to Mariano Duncan. They avoid the second baseman. They're probably in good shape. 2-6, and this time Duncan is neutral. Infield drama, 2-6. Second baseman gold. No, he's not gold, so it's a base hit. So once again, Duncan not able to get to it because he was not gold. It's a base hit. That's true, Brandon. He is with the Astros now, gets traded, later on. And also Glenn Braggs is on Milwaukee right now. He'll come to Cincinnati later on in May, I believe. So here's Eric Anthony. 3-6-6. And the 3-6-6 roll asks if it's a pinch hitter. And he is not. So he will fly to center to end the inning. So 3 innings are in the books, but the Astros still lead it 4-0 over the Reds here on opening day in the Dome. Doug, it's not over yet. Anything can happen. So we've got 6 innings to go. Now we're in the 4th inning, so both pitchers now switch to semi-freshness qualities. And here's Billy Hatcher. Hatcher struck out his first chance. 1-3-5, we get our first unusual play. Red 1 of black 5 says balks and bogeys. So we go to balks and bogeys and see what balks and bogeys has to say. If I can find balks and bogeys. Where are you, balks and bogeys? There you are. So I'll put this down there for balks and bogeys. It's a 2-die roll with the decider. 5-6, towering drive down third base line, hits foul pole. Questionable third base umpire doesn't see it, rules it foul. Others correctly rule it as a home run. Well, let's bring in the third base umpire. The third base umpire in this game is Gary Darling. Darling is not questionable. So if he was questionable, he wouldn't see it. It'd be a foul ball. Otherwise, he rules it correctly. So Gary Darling rules it correctly that Hatcher tucked it inside the foul pole, and that is a home run for Billy Hatcher to lead off the 4th inning. So Gary Darling, not screwing around, and that's where the umpires come into play. They can affect the game in certain situations, and there you go. That was one of them, and the Reds love it. So Billy Hatcher gets the Reds on the board. First run of the game is a Billy Hatcher home run. Who had that in the pool? I bet that wasn't in the pool. The first home run by the Reds was going to be Billy Hatcher. Don't know how many he had in the real season, but I'm sure it wasn't like what Eric Davis had. So here's Barry Larkin. Maybe that gets the Reds started. Let's see. 3-3-5. Is he wild? No. Is he a sad sack? No, he's not. It's a single to right field, and it's going to be a stolen base. So a single and a steal for Barry Larkin. And back come the Reds. So he's at second base with nobody out for Eric the Red. And maybe the second time through the order they're getting to Mr. Scott. Every time I say Mr. Scott, I'm thinking Star Trek. All right, 5-5-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. It's going to be a double to right field for Eric Davis. If he's active, he would steal third, but the dot takes it away from him. So he's just going to hold with a double. But it's an RBI double, and it's 4-2 now. The Reds have cut the lead in half just this quickly. So back they come. And here is Paul O'Neill. O'Neill struck out his first chance. 3-3-5. That's the same roll we had a few seconds ago. Is he wild? No. Is he sad sack? No. It's a single to right field. And if he's not stoic, he steals. So he singles to bring home the run, and then he steals second base. So now it's 4-3. Reds are on a hot streak. Lou must have said something to him to pump him up, because now all of a sudden it's 4-3, and now Mike Scott's a struggler. As he has given up 4 consecutive hits, he is now a struggler till he gets the first out. And here's Benziger, who tripled his first time up. 5 home runs, thank you. Tripled his first time up. 4-6-6, that's control. He's got control, semi-control with the control, but that's the bad result, because on the 4-6-6 control result, it's pitch red, single to left field. So it's a base hit, lead die of 4, the runner scores, and Benziger has just tied this game. And just like that, the Cincinnati Reds have tied the game with 4 runs of their own, and they're looking for more. Still nobody out. And the Astros are looking for something here, as Art Howe has gone to the mound to have a discussion with Mike Scott. No bullpen activity yet, but they might get it going quickly, because he just seems to have lost it all at one time. So, yes, Kenyon, we got to keep an eye on Mike Scott, but I don't know if Bruce Fleming's noticed it yet. But anyway, Scott now with the visit to the mound has. They're hoping that's gotten him straight. Here's Joe Oliver. 3-4-6. Pitcher is blank. Is the batter eager? No, he's not. So he's going to walk. So that's not going to help the cause. It's going to put more base runners on. And the walk is in purple. When you get to 3-4-6, that base on balls is in purple. Says active steals, but he's semi-stoic plus the runners in front of him, so he can't steal. So here's Mariano Duncan on the chemistry roll. And, of course, both teams are harmonious. And we get 3-4 on the harmony roll. See who that invokes. 3-4, batting team harmony. Yes, batter waits for his pitch and smacks a single into the outfield. There it is, 3-4, batting team harmony. Batter waits for his pitch, smacks single to the outfield. Lead die of 3. Lead die of 3, runners advance 2 bases on any hit. Stoic run on first advances only to second. So the run on first, Oliver is semi-stoic, so we got to roll and see if he's going to be stoic or not. He is, so he will only go to second. He will not go to third, but the run on second does score, Benziger. And the Reds have taken the lead. And now that is 7 consecutive base runners by the Reds. And the bullpen for the Astros quickly in action, as they have some activity down there. Scott is scheduled to bat third next inning, so they'd like to get him through the inning at least before he falls apart. But they may not be able to wait that long. But Danny Darwin is loosely in the bullpen for the Astros. But now here's Browning. Still nobody out, so Browning's going to bunt. Now what this bunt will do is it'll take the struggle away from Scott, because he'll record an out, but they don't care. They just want to get the runners in scoring position. So again, we're going for the bunt. And that's a 4, which says out at first, runners advance. So good bunt by Browning. So we're going to say, it doesn't really matter. We'll just say he bunted it to third. So we're going to say that Caminiti throws to Doran covering for the out. But runners are now at second and third with 1 out. But now Scott is no longer a struggler, because he did record the out. But now the 9th man to bat in the inning is Chris Sabo, and the infield is going to have to come in. They have no choice. They have to come in. They can't afford to give up any more runs. 156, is the batter a whiffer? No, he's not. It's outfield drama, so even if they make this catch, it might be a sacrifice fly. Although Oliver, the lead runner, is semi-stoic, so we have to wait and see. But it's outfield drama for the Astros. Anthony is iron. Wilson is semi-gold, so could get a mixture here. And Young in center is neutral. That's a 1-3. Center fielder iron. No, center fielder Young is neutral. So if he was iron, he would lunge for a line drive and miss it for a single. Otherwise, lunging catch, batter lines out. And on a lead die of 1, I believe everybody has to hold. Yep, runners hold on flyouts. So it was not deep enough. 2 outs, but now the Reds have batted around as Hatcher, who led off the inning with a home run, is back up to the plate once again. Now we figure whether the Reds can get anything going to keep the game going or keep the inning going. It will be Hatcher. To see what he can do. Second, third, 2 outs. If Scott gives up 1 more run, he will be a struggler the rest of the way no matter what because he would have given up 6 runs. But he's on the borderline right now. 1-4-6. A 1-4-6 result. That's only you flip through his book so many times you got to find your place again. 1-4-6. Flash. He's got semi-flash. The solder dot says he has it. So it will be a strikeout. So feast and famine for Billy Hatcher. He leads off the inning with a home run, finishes the inning with a strikeout. But Cincinnati puts 5 on the board. And that's going to do it for Mike Scott. His day is done. His day is done. Danny Darwin will take over in the next inning for Mike Scott. So Mike Scott had a rough outing. He's going to go 4 innings. And he's going to give up how many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. All runs are earned. All 5 runs are earned. He walked just the 1. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts. So there is the line score on Mike Scott. 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and the home run to Billy Hatcher. And coming in next inning will be Danny Darwin. At least that's what the Astros theorized they should do. All right, right now we've got a pinch hitter that will be coming up later in the inning. It's going to be Caminiti, Ramirez, and a pinch hitter for the pitcher. And these are the pinch hitters available for the Astros. So you'd figure they go right-handed against the left-hander Browning. And you don't really want to use the your backup catcher Trevino. Switch hitter Rhodey or right fielder Eric Yelding are possibles. But they're terrible hitters. But I guess you play the percentages, and that's what you do. So it'll be Eric Yelding that will come on, and Clancy will come on and pitch, and Yelding will be the pinch hitter in the inning. Eric Yelding, a right-hander. He will pinch hit in the 5th inning. And who saw that one coming when or actually in the 4th inning? Who saw that coming the way that Mike Scott started this game off? He was a ball of fire when he started this game. But that's how things can change. You never know. That's why Yogi said it ain't over till it's over. All right. Oh, I didn't see that, Brandon. Let me do this instead. Let me just slide my phone diagonally a little, or tilt the phone a tiny bit, and that should get the whole dice tray in there. Let me know if that is better for you. Does that fit everything now? I think that should fit everything. Now the board's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. At least I got everything in there, I think. All right. Sorry about the tilt on the board. I don't know if I can fix that somehow, but I can try. See if that helps a little bit. So we'll do this here. Yeah, I don't want to ruin everything else, so I'll keep it the way it is. All right, so Ken Caminiti will lead off the bottom of the fourth. 1-1-5. Is he fresh? No, he's semi-fresh because the fourth inning and the dot is not there, so he's not fresh. Is he a home run king or a sad sack? He is neither one, so he's going to double to left field. So, boy, slugfest here at the Astrodome on opening day as Caminiti doubles, and back come the Astros. So Tom Browning may need relief. Who knows? I'm sure she could, Beatles, if she was up here, but she insists on sleeping. Go figure. All right, 3-4-5. Is it an iron catcher? No, Joe Oliver is not iron. Does the batter have a good eye? No, he does not. It will be a strikeout and a much-needed one for Tom Browning. The result is in blue, so we're going to we would normally go to the right now chart, but the pinch hitter supersedes that. So we stay on the regular chart for Eric Yelding. So we will not go to the micro chart because when a pinch hitter enters the game, it overrides it, supersedes it, whatever you want to call it. All right, here's Yelding. 1-5-6. Is the batter a whiffer? He's a semi-whiffer, but the decider says no. So we have outfield drama for the Reds. And again, for the Reds in the outfield, everyone is considered neutral in the outfield. 3-5, and 3-5 says left fielder Gold. No, he's not Gold. If it was, he would make a catch on a looping fly ball. Otherwise, it's going to drop in for a double. So it's an RBI double for the pinch hitter Yelding. And we have a tie score at 5 apiece. And it's in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart for the next at bat of Gerald Young. Both teams, again, harmonious. But it's now 5-5, and the Reds' bullpen is loosening. 2-4. Batting team harmony, yes, it's a bloop single. Let's see, lead die of 2. Active runner scores from second on any hit. Yelding, who was the runner, is active, so he will score from second, and the Astros take the lead, and that's going to do it for Tom Browning. He's given up 6 runs. He is now a permanent struggler, and he will have to come out of the game. So Tom Browning's day is done as Lou Piniella is making that slow trot out, and they make the call to the bullpen. And with Gerald Young Gerald Young just hit that bloop double. So, bloop single. So, Biggio is coming up. Biggio, Dorn, and Davis. So they're looking for a right-hander. So let's see who they want to go to. They're going to go to Tim Layana. A little bit early for the Nasty Boys here in the 5th inning. So we're going to Tim Layana. And this is the bullpen and bench availability for the Reds. So Tim Layana, or Liana, however you want to pronounce it, will be in. Can't close the book on Browning yet because the run on first is his responsibility. But it's taken Mike Scott off the hook for sure. Actually, now Mike Scott can't get the win because he didn't go 5 innings. So Darwin and Browning are now the pitcher of records to this point. Check the hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits for Browning allowed in just 3 1/3 innings. And so far 6 runs, but the other ones are his responsibility. And out of the 6 runs, I believe 4 of them are earned. I'll have to look at it later on to know for sure. Let's see. I don't think he walked anybody. I see no walks. Struck out 2. Didn't give up any long balls, but the error on Duncan really hurt him, that's for sure. Now, Layana, since he's coming in the middle of an inning, gains the ace quality. So he's a semi-star, but for this first at-bat only, he is an ace. So that's an advantage of coming in mid-inning, is he is an ace. Hey, Doug, good to see you. Prague, good to see you. Happy New Year to both of you guys. Yes, Brandon, when you pinch hit, it supersedes any micro chart. Chemistry, experience, right now, any of those charts get superseded when you call a pinch hitter or when you bring in a new pitcher. When you make any kind of substitution whatsoever with a pitcher or a hitter, not a pinch runner, but if you make a pinch hitter or a new pitcher, it supersedes and goes straight to the main chart. All right, so here's Biggio with Young at first base and one out. And Leanna, oops, sorry, Leanna should be over here on the visiting side. I keep thinking the Reds are at home because it's opening day. I'm so used to that. But Leanna is actually over here. And again, he's a semi-star with a semi-flash, but he does gain the ace on the first pitch, first batter. 1-2-2. Let's check out the 1-2-2 result. Ask, is he a workman? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion or a whiffer? Neither one. So he will line it to third base for out number 2. So Biggio is out now. Leanna goes back to his normal qualities. No more ace. Just that was only for the first at bat. Now here's Doran with 2 down. Astros have 2 in, and they lead at 6-5 here in the 4th inning. 2-3-6 is double control. Doesn't have it, so it's a walk. Not many pitchers have that double control. It's a 2-3-6, which means it's almost guaranteed to be a walk. Now, my house rule for that is if the batter is eager, then that negates the walk. That's just my house rule. It's not in the book. It's just my house rule to avoid so many walks. But since he's not eager, the walk will stand. Again, that's just my house rules, not in the game book. All right, here's Glenn Davis. So Leanna's definitely got to be careful with the big guy. 1-2-3, flash and fresh. Yes, he is. He is fresh, and he's got semi-flash. The dot gives it to him, so that will be a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. But the Astros pick up 2 and lead at 6-5. I believe it's 6-4 on the earned runs. I have to go back and really do a breakdown of that when I have more time, but not that it really matters anyway. When I put the stats in the computer will kick out what the earned run average is and so forth. So we go to the top of the 5th, and the new pitcher for the Astros will be Danny Darwin. He is in relief. He'll be facing Larkin, Davis, and O'Neill. He is semi-ace, semi-flash, and he does have the double control. So he would not walk a guy with when he has the double control. So top of the 5th, Larkin, the batter. 1-3-5, that's the unusual play, and the blue 1 means we're going to the umpire chart. So we go to the umpire chart for the second time. Actually, for the first time, because the first time the umpires were involved, it was on the balks and bogeys. This is on the umpire chart because the blue 1 says umpire chart, and we have bases empty, so we're in this section. So I will roll on this section so you can see it, and we'll pull out the umpire that it pertains to. 3-4, questionable umpire at second. Okay, the umpire at second is Steve Ripley, and he is semi-questionable, but the dot says no, so he's not questionable this time. If he was questionable, calls batter out despite late throw. Other umpires rule batter safe for a double. So since he's not questionable, it's going to be a double for Barry Larkin. A questionable umpire would have called him out at second base trying for the double, but since the dot did not come up, he's not questionable in this at bat, so that double will hold. So thank you, Steve Ripley. So Gary Darlin and Steve Ripley have both helped the Reds out in this game, giving them a home run and a double that they otherwise would have lost. And that's the uniqueness of this game. And again, this is not necessarily a Stratomatic type, percentage for percentage. It's a game, like a board game, but it's very realistic and the fun quality is there. So here is Eric Davis. 1-3-5, we're back to the unusual play again, but this is a black one, so we're going to the Astrodome, which plays big to both lefties and righties. So we're going to the ballpark micro chart, which was right above the bases empty umpire chart. So we got ballpark quality chart. When there's a black 1, we go to the black ballpark quality chart. So we know we got a big ballpark with the Astrodome. That's a 1-1 grass ballpark, routine ground to third. Otherwise, AstroTurf single into center. How about that? So it's an AstroTurf single. We'll score the run. Now it says active runner stretches this into a triple because of the AstroTurf single. Eric Davis is semi-active, so we've got to roll to the side or die, see if he extends this thing to a triple. He does not. It's just going to be a single. So it's a base hit for Eric Davis, and actually, because he didn't extend it to a triple, the runner does not score on the lead die of 1. So it's actually going to put runners at first and third. First and third. But nobody out. And they've got Darwin on the ropes. And Darwin has good qualities, but he's had some bad rolls. So now he's got Paul O'Neill to deal with. Normally, if you watch the game I had the other few days ago with the Red Sox and the A's, it was a pitcher's duel. Not so this time. Here's O'Neill. Infield back for the double play. 4-5-6. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. It's a fly to center, but on a lead die of 4, that's a sacrifice fly. So we know the run's going to score on a sacrifice fly to center by Paul O'Neill, and that will tie the game at 6. And it's also in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart for the next at-bat involving Todd Benzinger. So sacrifice fly by O'Neill ties the game at 6. Chemistry roll. Both teams are harmonious. And we get a 3-3. 3-3 on the harmony. It says pitching team distance. No, they're not distant. If it was to be a base hit, otherwise ground out to first. Lead die of 3 is a fielder's choice. So they get the fielder's choice. 5-4. So now 2 outs and Benzinger the runner at first in a 6-6 tie. And here's Joe Oliver. 4-4-6. Does he have control? Boy, that's bad news for the Astros because yes, he has control, but I'm sorry, I was thinking 4-6-6. This is 4-4-6. Is he a star? No, he's not a star. Is batter sad sack, utility, or patient? He's semi-utility, but the dot says no, not this time. So therefore, he's going to single to right field. How about that? That's going to put the runners at the corners. It says he would steal if he's active, but he's semi-stoic. But the inning continues with runners at the corners, and it's in bright red. This 4-4-6 is in bright red, so we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat. Duncan is normal, and Darwin is an icon. So a chance for Darwin to use his experience to try to get out of this. 2-6, and 2-6 says icon pitcher experience with batter strikes him out. So he uses his experience to strike out Duncan to end the inning. But the run scores, and we go to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 6 apiece. In a wild one here at the Dome. It's supposed to be a pitcher's park, but it's not working out that way. So you can create that, Beatles. Angel Hernandez, I don't think he's in this set. Or if he is, he's American. I don't know how they did American League or whatever. I only pulled the National League guys because that's what I'm doing with the Reds is National League. But yeah, Joe West, same way. So, all right. So Tim Layana is now semi-fresh because he's in his second inning of work. But he does lead off next inning, so they would like to get him through the inning, or else RJL will be subject to the first double switch of the season. And we know how that just drives him crazy. So we are ready to go. Glenn Wilson, 1-2-4 control. He does not have the control quality. Is he eager? He is semi-eager, but the dot says no. So he's not eager, so he will draw a walk. Active would steal, but he's stoic, so he will hold on at first base. For Eric Anthony. 2-2-4, pitching at home. That's one of the home qualities. Pitching at home is a 2-2-4 roll, but he's pitching on the road, so he won't get him to pop out to short. Is he a slugger? No, he's not a slugger. So he won't double, but he will single. He will single. That'll put runners at first and second. And we're going to the right now chart because that result was in blue. That result was in bright blue, 2-2-4, bright blue. So we're going to the right now chart. And Tim Layana is semi-cold, but forget about those hits. Caminiti is semi-hot because he doubled last time up. And they're both in that same category. We've got a hot batter against a cold pitcher, 3-5. Hot batter, yes, fouls off pitches until finding the one he likes, singles to right field. So a single to right field with a lead die of 3. Let's see if he can score. It's a stoic runner, though. Let's see here. Stoic runner on first base advances only second base on a single, third base on doubles. It says runner advances 2 bases from second, so he will score. Now, runner on first is Anthony. He is not stoic. So let's see, will he make it to third? Runner advances 2 bases, so it's going to be runners on the corners. A run is in. Reds fall behind again, 7-6. And that may be all for Leanna. They may not be able to afford to wait around. So we very well may be looking at a double switch, and we are. So close your eyes, RJL. If you remember the Ray Stevens, The Streak song, Don't Look Ethel, that kind of thing. So Leanna is out of there. And we look at our bullpen for the Reds, and it will be Rob Double Dibble. You'll be coming on a double switch. But the question is, who gets double switched out? Which direction do they want to go? Mariano Duncan seems to be the guy to do it, making all those errors. So let's figure out who would play second base. Well, it would be Ron Oster, most likely. So Ron Oster will come on, and he will bat in the 9th position. And Oster is semi-iron, semi-stoic, and an icon. Pretty much the same fielding qualities as Duncan. And let's see, batting in the 8th position will be Dibble. So the old double switch is executed. Dibble, who's already an ace, will be a double ace this at bat. He will be a double ace for this at bat, which means he could get multiple outs on one result. If you get an ace quality coming up, he's going to get double outs on this. Hello, GGG. Good to see you. You came into a slugfest. It's now 7-6 Astros here in the 5th. And Dibble has come on and with nobody out and runners at the corners. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And the batter is Rafael Ramirez. He will be the guy. So Oster will be the leadoff man next inning. And Duncan is out of the game. All right, so Ramirez against Dibble, who is now, like I said, a double ace, a star, double flash with semi-control. It's a 3-4-6. And wouldn't you know it, I draw a result where the pitcher result is blank. 3-4-6 is blank. Is he eager? He is semi-eager. Sire says he's eager, so he will fly to center field. The question is it a sacrifice fly? That's the question. Is it a sacrifice fly? Runner on, let's see. Stoic runner on third base holds on flyouts. Everybody else moves up. Well, the runner is Anthony. He's not stoic, so he will score on the sacrifice fly to center field. And the Astros now take an 8-6 lead. That run is charged to Liana. And now the pitcher spot, Darwin, is up. And I believe they will go ahead and pinch hit for Darwin as well. Darwin went just the 1 inning, but he kind of struggled. 1 inning and 3 hits and a run, which was earned. No walks, 1 strikeout. So the Astros now will look to their bench and see who they're going to bring in to pinch hit. Now the righty's on the mound. They can bring in the lefty pinch hitters. And they're going to go with Terry Poole. Veteran Terry Poole will pinch hit. Veteran Terry Poole will be your pinch hitter. And we'll figure out who the new pitcher is going to be later. Right now, Terry Poole is up to pinch hit here in the 5th inning. There's 1 out, runner at first. Astros lead it 8-6. Dibble now back to his normal ace quality. 1, 2, 3, flash and fresh. Yes, he is. In fact, he's double flash and fresh. So that means it's going to be a double strikeout. He's going to strike out Terry Poole, the pinch hitter, and he's going to strike out Gerald Young, and that's going to end the inning. That's what they wanted out of Dibble. It's the old double eye poke, double strikeout to end the inning. But the Astros put up 2 and take an 8-6 lead, but it could have been a lot worse without that double strikeout. That's kind of what he wanted on the first at bat, but didn't get it. But he got it on the second at bat. So now we go to the 6th inning, and we close the book on Liana. Liana is going to go, let's see here. He's going to go an inning and He's going to go 2/3 of an inning here, and that's it, just 2/3 of an inning. And he's going to give up 2 walks and 2 hits. Both runs are his, they are earned. 1 strikeout. All right, so now the new pitcher for the Astros. Who will it be? This is who they have in the bullpen. Coming up for the Reds, it'll be Oster, Sabo, and Hatcher. So you would think they would go right-handed versions. So they're going to go to Larry Anderson out of the bullpen. Larry Anderson, the veteran right-hander. He will be on. And now at this point, it's official score to determine a winner on this one because no pitcher is qualified for the win. It's just kind of whoever the official score determines has the best outing. Did I scratch off Clancy? I did. I meant to scratch off Darwin, didn't I? Thank you for noticing that. Make sure Clancy is still in the available pile, which he is. All right, so Ron Oster, not the pinch hitter, but he came in on the double switch. He'll be facing Larry Anderson. Now, Larry Anderson is starting the inning, so he does not gain the ace quality, but he already has the ace quality, but he's not a double ace. 2-2-5. Star pitcher. No, he's not a star pitcher. Slugger or sad sack. He's neither one. So he's going to single to center field. If he was active, he would steal, but he's not active. But it's a single for Ron Oster to start the 6th, and back come the Reds. Back come the Reds. Here is Sabo. Triple fours, that's good for the offense when you get triples. Triple fours right here. Triple fours. Is he a scrapper? No, he's not. Double to right field. A home run king would homer, but he's not. He's just a slugger, not a homer, not a home run king. But he doubles, and on lead dive 4, the run on first will score. So it's an RBI double from Chris Sabo, and the lead is cut to 8-7. Just that fast. Larry Anderson has given up a run. Nobody out, and here's Billy Hatcher. One more batter gets on in a row. If Hatcher gets on, he goes to a semi-struggler. 1-3-4. Is he, let's see, is he a gold catcher? Nope. Catcher Biggio is not gold. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not a champion. So we're going to go to outfield drama for the Astros. Hey, Chuck, how you doing? If I missed you earlier. Take care, and catch the end of this whenever you can. Hello, Philip. Good to see you. All right, so we do have, I believe I said 1-3-4 was outfield drama, did I not? Yep, outfield drama for the Astros. And in the outfield, of course, Wilson semi-gold, Anthony is semi-iron. And Young is neutral. So now we've got 2 neutrals and an iron. It's a 1-2, right fielder iron. No, right fielder was semi-gold, but now he's just plain neutral. So he's not going to misjudge it for an error. It'll be a routine flyout hauled in by Wilson. And I don't think there's a provision for the runner to move up. Nope, runner holds on flyouts is what it says. So Sabo has to hold at second base. That's the first out. And here's Barry Larkin. Larkin is 2 for 3, a single and a double and a stolen base. 3-4-5. I believe that's iron catcher checking. Let me double check it. Yep, and Biggio's not iron. Does the batter have a good eye? No, he does not. It's a strikeout. So Larkin out on strikes, and we're going to the right now chart. And since we're in the 6th inning, it is full hot and coldness. You don't need the decide or die anymore to determine that. Anderson is hot because he just struck out Larkin. Davis is hot because he got a single his last time up. So we got a hot pitcher and a hot batter. Hot batter and hot pitcher face off. Who will win? 1-6. 1-6 says hot pitcher. Fool's batter swinging at an outside pitch. Ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. So Larry Anderson gets out of it, just allowing the 1 run, keeps the Astros in the lead. It's 8-7 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Dibble will be semi-fresh in this inning. He'll be facing Biggio, Doran, and Davis. That's a 1-2-5. It's a struggler. He is not a struggler. Biggio Is he patient? No, he's not. He will ground to third unless he's a whiffer. He is not a whiffer, so he grounds to third. And there's one away for Bill Doran. 1-3-4. Gold catcher. No, Joe Oliver's not gold. Is the batter a champion? No, we got outfield drama for the Reds, and everybody in the outfield for Cincinnati is neutral. 1-6. Right fielder stoic. All right, the right fielder is O'Neill. He is not stoic. So he will catch this ball. Will not drop in for a hit. He will catch it. 2 down. So sometimes the base running or running ability also affects the fielding ability for the outfielders. In this case, that was the case. But since O'Neill was not stoic, he was able to get to that. So here's Glenn Davis. 3-4-4. 3-4-4. Is it a prospect pitcher? He's a semi-prospect pitcher, but the dot says no. Good thing it would have been a fence check. Instead, is the batter patient? No, he's not. It's a pop out to second, and that's going to end the inning, and that's going to do it for Dibble. So Dibble did a good job, came in, gave up a sacrifice fly, but that was pretty much it. He got 2 strikeouts. Let's see. Gave up nothing in 1 2/3 innings. Actually, 2 complete innings. I take it back. He went 2 complete because he got all the outs in the 5th. So 2 complete. No hits, no runs, no nothing. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. I'm sorry, top of the 7th now. It is 8-7. 8-7. I'm keeping score on 2 different. I'm keeping the line score in 2 different places. So, and the score sheet is very, very messy. But that's the score sheet after 6 innings. Very, very messy. My penmanship is not the greatest, obviously, and I never said it was. All right, now Anderson will be in his 2nd inning of work, so he is now semi-fresh. Let's see here. Darwin went the 1 inning. All right, so Anderson will be facing O'Neill, Benzinger, and Oliver to start the top of the 7th. He is semi-fresh. It is 8-7, our score. Anderson, 3-5-6. That's a left-right split for the first time. Righty, lefty, base hit. So the left-right split comes in for the very first time of the game, and the Reds take advantage with a lefty batter against a righty hitter. 3-5-6. Ask, is it the same? They are not. So if he's not utility or SADSEC, which he is not, it's a base hit down the line. So O'Neill gets on to lead off, and here comes Benzinger, switch hitter. 1-4-6. Does the pitcher have flash? Yes, he does. It's going to be a strikeout. So he strikes out Benzinger for 1 away, and that'll bring up Joe Oliver. 2-4-4. Ace. He is not. He is an ace, actually. It's going to fly to center field. So that's where the ace quality comes into play. 2 down, and here is the pitcher spot. Not Oster, because Oster's batting 9th, so it's this Dibble spot. So he will come out for a pinch hitter. And we'll look at the Reds' pinch hitting choices. And it looks like they're going to go to the veteran, Ken Griffey. So Ken Griffey will pick up a bat and hit for the Reds. He will come on and pinch hit for the pitcher, Dibble, with a runner at first and 2 outs. So Griffey is your pinch hitter in the 7th inning. O'Neill still at first base with 2 down. 1-2-3, flash and fresh. No, he's not fresh because he's semi-fresh. The dot didn't give it to him, so it will not be a strikeout. Instead, it'll be a ground out to short to end the inning. So either way, the inning is over. And Larry Anderson goes 2 innings. He's going to give up 1 run on 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts, rather. So we go to the 7th inning stretch with the score. Houston 8, Cincinnati 7. And now the Reds will need a new pitcher. And they will go with, let's see, Wilson, Davis, Wilson, Anthony, and Caminiti, right-left switch. So they're going to go to Norm Charlton, one of the nasty boys out of the bullpen. Norm Charlton. He will be coming on. I actually had Anderson's going to be gone because he went 2 innings. He's going to be lifted. So Norm Charlton coming in. Semi-ace flash. Since he's coming in to start the inning, he does not gain any extra qualities. But his regular qualities are pretty good. So bottom of the 7th. Marlon, I'm glad you got the, I saw your post on Facebook. I'm glad they responded to you and you were able to get those boards. Because like I said, they do add a lot to the games, especially when you're playing major league games. They tend to add a lot, in my opinion. So I'm glad you were able to do that. All right, so Norm Charlton will be facing Glenn Wilson, Eric Anthony, and Caminiti. It's an 8-7 game, bottom of the 7th. 1-4-6. Does he have flash? Yes, he does. It's a strikeout. So Charlton strikes out Wilson, 1 away for Eric Anthony, lefty on lefty matchup. 2-3-6 is double control. He's not eager, so the walk will stand. It will be a walk to Anthony. And that'll bring up Ken Caminiti. 4-5-6 is blank for the pitcher. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. It's a fly out to center field for out number 2, but it is in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart. Both teams harmonious by virtue of being opening day. Going forward, the opponents for the Reds will be neutral, and the Reds will be whatever the game day dictates it, but the opponents will always be neutral. All right, so both teams are harmonious. 2-3, and it says pitching team harmony right here. 2-3, pitching team harmony. Marginal pitch catches corner for a strikeout. So there you go. Bruce Fremming rung up Rafael Ramirez on the strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So 7 innings are in the books. It's 8-7 Astros. Nip and tuck here and going into the later innings. And the Astros will need a new pitcher. And they may see a double switch for the Astros because the pitcher is set to lead off the next inning. So the Astros are going to their closer, Dave Smith. See if he can get him a 6-out save. Smith will be in. And we'll see what the Reds want to do. It's going to be Oster, the number 9 hitter, then Sabo and Hatcher. And Dave Smith will be looking to get a 6-out save. So coming out of the game for the Astros, let's see who's going to be the double switch person here. It is going to be, they're going to pull Eric Anthony out and bring in Franklin Stubbs to play left field. So Stubbs will play left field and bat 9th. And going into the number 7 position will be, actually 6th position will be the pitcher. So the pitcher spot is there. Stubbs will bat 9th. And he is semi-active and a semi-icon. So Stubbs in left field here in the 8th inning. And let's get him in the order. He will be leading off the next inning. And coming out of the game will be Eric Anthony. He is no longer in the game. So Eric Anthony is out of there. So we go to our board. We bring in Stubbs. And Anthony is out of there. All right, so Oster, Sabo, and Hatcher to face Dave Smith, the closer. Dave Smith, the closer, looking to get a 6-out save. Of course, in 1990, that was not unusual. So here's Oster to lead it off. 3-5-5. Struggler or gilded? No. Is he a champion? No, he's not. He's going to ground to second unless he's a whiffer. He's a semi-whiffer, but the dot says no. So the ground out to the second baseman, Doran, will hold. And Oster is out of there to start the 8th inning. So here's Chris Sabo. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. Just second batter faced. So it's a line out right back to the second baseman Doran. 2 down for Billy Hatcher. 1-2-6. Is he fresh again? Yes, he is. The same result. Line out to second. So very easy inning for Dave Smith as he is done. And now bottom of the 8th we go. Charlton will stay in the game. He is semi-fresh. And he'll be facing Stubbs in the number 9 position. And then top of the order, Young and Biggio. So right now it's a lefty on lefty. 1-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he's a semi-ace, but the dot says no. Is the batter whiffer or cold? He is a whiffer, so he will strike out. So Stubbs out on strikes. 1 away for Gerald Young. 555s, that is not good for a pitcher. 555s. Ace or star. He is a semi-ace. So if you have the ace or star check, a semi-ace fits right in the middle. So this deep fly to right holds. I know he's not an ace or ace. He's not an ace in this at bat because the dot didn't give it to him. But when they're checking these two together, the rule book says semi-ace fits right in the middle. And that took away a base hit from Gerald Young. 2 down. And that will bring up Glenn Davis. I'm sorry, not Glenn Davis. That will bring up Biggio. How did Davis get in there? He got ahead of Doran and Biggio somehow. It is Biggio, then Doran, and if anybody gets on, Davis. But right now, 2 out space is empty for Biggio. 2-2-6. Hit by the pitch. Yes, the dot says he's hit by the pitch. So the Nasty Boys going with their mantra of being tough, and he plunks Biggio. They plunk Biggio. So with 2 outs, Biggio is at first base for Bill Doran. 4-5-6 is the pitcher's blank. Is the batter patient? He's semi-patient, but the dot says no. So we fly out to center field, and that's going to end the inning. It is in purple. So we are going to the chemistry chart for the first at bat for Barry Larkin in the 9th. Because as you see on a 4-5-6, that is in purple. So we are going to the chemistry chart. Top of the 9th we go. Smith is semi-fresh now. It is an 8-7 game. Smith trying to hold on to this lead on opening day. Reds trying to rally back. Larkin on the chemistry chart. Both teams are harmonious. 1-3 on the harmony. Pitching team harmony, yes. Infielder makes stab of a liner for the out. So that was rough. And it's going to be the second baseman, Doran, making a nice line drive catch. Actually, you know what? He's caught a lot of stuff already. We're going to say he lines it to Ramirez at short. Since he's right-handed, you figure he pulled the ball. So he lines it to Ramirez at short. 1 down. Here's Eric the Red back on the regular chart. 1-5-6 is the pitcher a struggler. Actually, 1-5-6 is a blank. Is the batter a whiffer? He is a semi-whiffer, but it's blank. So we go to outfield drama for the Astros. Outfield drama. Stubbs is neutral. Since they took Anthony out, was the iron outfielders. They have no iron outfielders. Glenn Wilson semi-gold. The other 2 are neutral. So Glenn Wilson will be gold in right field. 5-6 on the outfield drama chart. Left fielder iron. If they had not double switched out Eric Anthony, he would have been iron. So good move there by Art Howe to do that. So it's a fly out to left. So you even get the brilliant managing in history maker baseball on this channel. So not like that other channel. So 2 down, bases empty. Last chance is Paul O'Neill. 1-5-6 is going to ask, is he a struggler, which he is not. And then it's going to ask, is the batter a whiffer, which he is not. His dot is not there, so we're going right back to outfield drama again. Right back where we started from, just like that song says. Going to get right back to where we started from. Oh, I need the side or die to see if Glenn Wilson is gold or not. He is, so the result was a 2-5. So outfield drama 2-5. Center fielder iron, nope, he's not iron, so it'll be a running catch made by Gerald Young, and the ball game is over. The Astros defeat the Reds on opening day. This one does not belong to the Reds. It is an 8-7 Houston victory. Dave Smith will pick up the save. I'm giving the win to Larry Anderson. It is scorer's discretion because no one really pitched 5 innings to get that win. So to me, I am giving the win to Anderson, the save to Smith. The loss will go to Liana. Charlton is going to go 2 innings as well. Strike out 3, walk 1, and hit a batter, but not give up any runs or hits. So for the Astros, 8 runs on 10 hits. I don't think they had any errors. They did not. And let's see, left on base for the Astros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left on for the Astros. For the Reds collect 14 hits, 7 runs and 14 hits. They did commit 1 error. That was a crucial one by Mariano Duncan. And the left on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They left on 7. So that is your final score. 8-10-0 for the Astros, 7-14-1 for the Reds. There's your messy score sheet. I gave Anderson the win and Smith the save. Liana took the loss. Only home run of the game was Billy Hatcher, his first, obviously, since it's the first game of the season. So the Reds fall on opening day by the score of 8-7. So opening day is in the books. Now what I'm going to do, since I've got these boards already set out, is I will record games 2 and 3 later on today, and piecemeal them out for consumption. And what we'll do before game 2 starts is we'll go through the game day book and go through everything that happens on a game day check. Won't do it for the Astros because I'm only concerned about the Reds. The Astros will be neutral, so I don't have to worry about them. I will use the hot and cold based on this game for the Astros. So in game 2, for instance, for the Astros, if I look at their cold batter, it would be Craig Biggio, who's 0 for 4. So Biggio would be the cold batter going for game 2. Hot batter could be Ken Caminiti. He was 3 for 4, a double and 2 singles and 2 runs scored. So I'd probably give the hot batter to Caminiti and the cold batter to Biggio. It's my guess, if I had to guess. And the Reds, unless the game day chart changes something, let's see who. It depends on who's starting. So I don't know who's starting. The Astros, I know they're going to have their starters in there as played lineups. But the Reds, they could have come with an injury on the game day chart, and I have to switch everything. So if I had to guess right now, I had to pick somebody. Several guys had 2 hits. Nobody had 3. And looks like nobody had none. Everybody had either 1 or 2 hits. That's going to be a tough thing to call to determine who was hot and who's cold. I'll have to figure that out later on, I guess, when I have further things to look at. Scoreboard baseball. Don't know anything about scoreboard baseball. There's so many baseball games out there, though, so you certainly get the plethora of choices. So there is your game, and in case you didn't see it earlier or whatever, or didn't know it was there, let me get this out of the way. I had these things taped down so they wouldn't move, but I did have the Astrodome second thing here with the umpires, so they were there. You couldn't see them, but they were there. They were attached. They were there. So what I'm going to do is get ready for game 2 and 3, record those, and then probably what I'll do is a live stream on the first game from Atlanta, because that's the next series will be in Atlanta. So I'll probably do the live stream there on the first game and then do recordings on the games thereafter. The only thing I don't know about with the Atlanta series is Steve Tower. I don't know if he was serious or just joking, saying I should do it as Kip Scarry, but I'm not sure if I want to do it as Kip Scarry. We shall see. That may be a little bit too much for everybody. I don't know. But since it's in Atlanta with Chip Carey, I think he just kind of just said that out of jest, but maybe didn't. I don't know. But anyway, game one is in the book. I've got to input these stats into the Stratomatic 1990 season. Unless I want to do Digital Diamond, I might do Digital Diamond, but Digital Diamond, the commands on some of those are a little hard for me to figure out. So I know the Strat system pretty well for inputting games, so I will probably just put it in Stratomatic and then let the computer sim everything else in the National League, and then go use the standings of the sim versus what we do here. So haven't figured out exactly how I want to do this, but that's kind of where I'm leaning on that. So tough luck for the Reds. They chased Mike Scott early, took a 5-4 lead, and couldn't hold it. That was the problem. Tom Browning in the bottom of the fifth, a walk, a single, another single, and a sacrifice fly. The next thing you know, you're down 7-6. They did tie it in the top of the sixth on a single by Oster and a double by Sabo. They did tie it, but then in the bottom of the fifth, once again, Tim Leanna couldn't hold it, and that was all she wrote. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you... yeah, I saw that Beatles, but I may do it, but I'm just so much more familiar with Stratomatic's computer that I think it'll be quicker for me to do it that way. And when I'm doing so many games, I want to be quick, so I probably will just use that instead. But I haven't done anything yet. I haven't put it in the computer yet, so I've still got time to decide which one I want to put it in. But once I do, obviously I've got to stick to it. But yeah, Beatles, if any kind of hey Al, good to see. I'm glad you visited. I didn't catch you earlier making that comment, but yeah, definitely appreciate your stopping by on this New Year's Day. And Beatles, anything you can do as far as a how-to on how to put the stadiums and pictures into OOTP. I did buy it off Steam, so I've got it in the Steam folder. Just got to figure out what site to go to find said pictures and stadiums. And then there's a thing about doing 3D pictures or regular pictures. I'm not sure what to do with that. I'm doing this tutorial in a few moments. Okay, cool. Sounds. Are you doing it live or are you going to record it? If you're doing it live, I'll watch it live. But obviously, it'll be there all the time for me to do it. But I'd like to be able. What I'll probably do is try to catch it. You can do it live. Okay. So what I may do is watch it live and have my computer up at the same time and try to. Oh, you don't record anymore. Okay, cool. So what I'll probably do is watch it live. What I'll probably do is watch it live the first time, not do anything, just watch it live. Then I'll go back and watch it on the recording and have my computer up at the same time and just try to follow the steps at that point. But I want to watch it all the way through the first time. Right from the Steam OOTP workshop. Okay, I don't know anything about the OOTP workshop on that, Al. So hopefully Beatles will mention that, and I can figure out, because like I said, when I tried to play the Astros in the 80s on that game, actually I tried to play the 1990 game with the Reds and Astros at the Astrodome, but the field in the background was a grass field, so it didn't make it very realistic. So I do appreciate both you and Beatles and Al for being so helpful and putting up with my ignorance when it comes to computers and how to do certain things. I'm a card and dice person, so I don't know a whole lot about graphics and computers. Now, the Action PC, I was able to figure that out very quickly, and I was able to know that for whatever season I want, I click the box that says look in this folder only. So when I do 1990 on Action PC, I go straight to the picture folder for 1990, and it pulls up just the 1990 guys. So I got everybody in the right hat. I don't have players in different uniforms, because that drives me nuts when I see a player in a different uniform. It just irks me. So I do have that, and it also comes with the picture of the manager, which is nice too. So I've got Action PC is very simple on that, but I really want to get the OOTP, and I think if I have all the accoutrements of the stadiums and the players, I'll be more inspired to dig into it. So once I load all that in, then I'll try to pick one of my favorite seasons and try to do a season replay or something with one of my teams and see how it goes. Not sure what team it would be yet or what season it would be yet, but I'll figure it out. First thing I'm going to do is get all the stuff set up in place and get everything saved where it needs to be so that when I go to play a game, it just pops right in and there's no, nothing to it. So anyway, I do appreciate everybody that stopped by on this New Year's Day to watch this opening day game, spending part of your New Year's morning with me. Hope you didn't stay up too late. I made it to 12:05, and then I dozed off. I stayed up long enough to see the ball drop, and after that, I was pretty much out. Um, yeah, they may be wanting to send down Tim Leanna pretty quick, Brandon. I don't know. We shall see. Now the problem is in this game, I used Dibble and Charlton for 2 innings, so I'm most likely going to have to rest them in game two. So this is going to be Randy Myers, Tim Burtis, and Rick Mailer getting the the lion's share of the relief role. I don't know who starts game two. I don't know if it's Riho or somebody else. Danny Jackson, maybe. I don't know. I have to look and see who actually gets to start there. But hopefully, the problem was both starters got knocked out after 4 innings. So it really, was a bullpen game for both teams. So for Houston, Larry Anderson and Dave Smith are going to be probably unavailable because they went 2 innings. So that means if Houston gets the lead, they're going to probably have to use Juan Augusto or Dan Schatzeder or Hernandez maybe to get the save. So we'll see how it goes. But the Reds dropped the opener, score 8-7. They're going to try again in games 2 and 3. So I will record game 2, and like I said, before game 2 even starts, I will go through the complete process of game day checks, so you can see, because that's where this game really shines, is in the pregame with the game day checks. But we did see a couple of umpire checks that really affected the game, so that was pretty cool. So hopefully a lot of things happen there that were helpful in case you haven't seen the game before or hadn't seen it in a while. Hopefully it will inspire somebody maybe to dig this game out and play it, because it's an enjoyable game for sure. And it's definitely a detour from Stratomatic. So if I want my hardcore replay, I got Stratomatic. If I want a game, then I got History Maker. So kind of go both ways on that. All right, so I got some things I need to get done this morning since I have the day off to do it, namely play games 2 and 3 and watch Beatles tutorials. So I want to do that too. So thank you all for spending part of your New Year's morning with me. And unfortunately, the Reds fall 8-7 on opening day. Start at 0-1, but it's 161 games left, so anything can happen. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and hopefully one day it will be History Maker Baseball. And I will see you all down the road.